Hello, beautiful people. I hope that you're all doing so well. I hope that you're thriving. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. And most importantly, I hope that you are having a fabulous Friday so far. And an even more fabulous beginning to your October. I hope that you're just vibing it out, taking it easy. We're almost at the end of the year. If you didn't know where you were, who you were listening to, you're here with me in my garden at home listening to the Doing Life with Love and Magic podcast. I am your host, Ndwentle, and this is the space whereby I like to chat shit, where I like to share my life perspective as I navigate clumsily through my 20s, because the 20s be an interesting time. They're a really great time for self-discovery, to build yourself up, break yourself down. Create a whole new person, change it, even though we never really fully stop growing as humans. I just feel like this is a really great place to kind of build the foundations for who you kind of want to be, and that can change as we navigate through life, but yeah, I just thought it would be a really great opportunity for me to document my journey, and if that offers anyone some sort of comfort, entertainment, a feeling of you're not alone, that's great. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's also great. Find something that does, because life is a bit too short to be doing shit and listening to people that you don't resonate with. What is the point? So yeah, hi, and a very warm welcome. It's a really beautiful day. Like I mentioned, I'm sitting in the garden today, and I'm actually on leave. Now, I may have mentioned in the previous podcast episode that I went to my first... Actually, I didn't mention it. I did record an episode after, and then I didn't upload it. But basically, what had happened was I went on my first work trip in my new job, and it took us to Comic-Con Africa in Joburg, which was really such a fabulous experience. It was so interesting, so inspiring, just to see not only the dedication that the people have towards dressing up and fully feeling the fantasy of being whatever character they're going to embody for that day, the hair and makeup that goes into that, just the level of effort was just really great to see and sort of appreciate. But also, in hindsight, after chatting to the members of the team and all of that stuff, it's also so amazing to see how much work the brands that choose to participate in events like this, how much they go all out to create an experience that's very different, that has a lot of talkability towards it, and just overall is super inspiring. Netflix was doing experiential shit there. I mean, I really wish we had an opportunity to kind of see it all. We didn't really get to see it all though. I think the only thing that we did manage to do, which didn't have a line attached to it, was we went for the karaoke situation. So they had a whole setup or centered around the Squid Games and stuff, and I'm assuming that they had some Squid Game related challenges inside this really closed off dome. They had the guards standing there in their suits, ushering people in when it was their turn. They had a whole setup on the side. There was a photo op where we saw some people dressed in some Wednesday character costumes. By Wednesday I mean the Addams Family type situation, which was super interesting. KFC was sponsoring a segment there. We saw some cosplayers explaining what goes into them choosing certain looks, how they got to the stage where they are now. It was just such an incredible experience. Lots of gaming happening, lots of technology advancements that I feel I don't know, I just feel where I live, it's so, not it's so underdeveloped, it's really not, but I just feel it was just so fun and interesting to see all of like the technology happening all in one go, because they had this like weird robotic dog that was running around with no head, and then they had like 3D printing in live time, because they had like this tournament going on where a bunch of kids from schools would come together and they would play off against each other to kind of win the finals or whatever it was. And I think it was Minecraft, I could be wrong. And they were like 3D printing the trophy in live time. And I was like, shit, I've never seen a 3D printer in real life. Like, I've obviously heard about it because it's a thing that happens, but have not seen it in real life. So that in itself was super interesting. And it's just really cool that you got to see so much and get exposed to so much. And then in between all of that, I got to know my colleague a little bit better. We went out for dinners, which was really cute, in between us like working the stand and doing all sorts of cute shit. So that in itself was fun. It was really humbling though. Like, I just have so much respect for retail employees that do this shit every single day for hours on end and have to deal with like difficult customers along the way. Like, here I was complaining about standing for a couple of hours and being tired at the end of that day. Like, I can't imagine that being a reality and still having to keep some sort of semblance on a smile on your face, like, while you're doing it. And like, some of them are just absolutely so incredible. Like, literally will be like, no problem, we'll help you, all of that stuff. It was really great that we had some guys that like have experience working in store with us. They were really incredible, really amazing, and they helped us out so much. Like, we're just a couple of corporate girlies, we don't do this all the time. So it was great to have them there to kind of just oversee and make sure that we were all good. So yeah, that was kind of like the experience. But I feel like because we were gone for a couple of days and, you know, had to work into the weekend a bit, I came back to work feeling a little bit tired. I think it doesn't help that I'm PMSing. Pretty sure next week I'm getting my period. So I feel like I'm going into that stage of my cycle where I'm a little bit grumpier than usual, and it'll take one small thing for me to cry. Like, I'm waiting for myself to cry anytime soon. Like, I'm pretty sure this morning, because I took leave, went outside to hang my washing and literally wanted to burst into tears because I took off my shoes and I decided to ground myself. Why? I don't know. Also, yesterday, one of my colleagues yelled at me. Granted, I made a little bit of a boo-boo. I didn't check something properly before I sent it off. Granted, like, I don't know. I think maybe I just had hope that between my manager and I, like, we would have, like, you know, taken care of the shit. But I'm just like kicking myself because he was obviously feeling very frustrated because he needs the list that we do to kind of inform what he does. So obviously when something is wrong or there's a question mark around it, it puts the whole thing into jeopardy, right? So he had a little go at me and said, now I'm questioning the rest of this document. And he's like, oh, come on, like, it takes me forever to do the thing that I do. And quite honestly, I just kept quiet. I didn't know what to say to him because, yeah, sure, like, I get it. Also, I don't know what I'm going to say to make you feel better. And then I almost wanted to cry at the same time. But I feel like eventually he, like, kind of caught himself. And then he was, like, fine again. And, like, I understand the frustration. I really do. But it also just made me feel... it made me feel some type of way. I don't take too lightly to being yelled at. Like, I don't enjoy it. Like, yeah, granted, I maybe should have checked it again. But at the same time, there's actually no excuse. Let me just shut up. I should have done better, and I feel embarrassed. And I think from yesterday to today, I just I'm thinking about some of the things that went wrong during this week, and I just sometimes find myself thinking, am I really fucking bad at my job? When sometimes you go through a moment in time when some shit happens, like, okay, this wasn't the only incident that happened. There was also like something was wrong with one of the posts we sent out. There was a wrong price point on it, and one of our team members had pointed it out when it was live, and me thinking, well, it's like the end part of it. Actually, it was meant to flow into the item that actually was the correct price point, but this girl was none too impressed with me, and so I had to go back and like request that be updated for some paid that I know I haven't done. And I'm just feeling like I'm radiating hot mess energy here. Like, I don't feel like I'm on top of my shit, and there's some mistakes now, and I feel like I hate that I feel like, I don't know, it just puts into question whether I should be in this role or not. Like, maybe somebody else could do it better, because wow, like, I done fucked it up. I didn't look into the detail. I just carried on, and it doesn't help that I'm such a nonchalant hun. Like like sometimes I feel like I'll be nonchalant about this shit, but like when I think about it, I'm like, that's costing someone's time and energy. And when I make mistakes and stuff, I think I feel bad and I feel guilty, because I know that kind of means like I don't take their time and energy like seriously. That's kind of how it could maybe come across. And that's not what it is at all. It's just like sometimes I just miss stuff. And it also doesn't help that I'm very, like, I don't know, I feel like I can be head empty sometimes. Like, sometimes I do stuff and then I forget. I don't know what it is. Like, I just forget, because there's just so many things that happen in between that my brain won't file it into important information, even though it might be important at some point down the line. Like, it just goes into another pocket of my brain, and then that's the end of it. So yeah, and it fucking kills me, because sometimes people will ask me shit and I'm like, I really don't remember. And I'm like, I really don't remember, even though I may have done that thing. I'm like, I couldn't tell you for 5 marks. Like, maybe I'll remember down the line, but I certainly don't remember now. And yeah, it's not fun. And I feel like throughout my career, I've had moments where I've had to battle feelings and moments like these, where it's just like, bitch, like, I know going into this you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna slay this, but like once you're in it, you're just like, am I really doing it? Am I really slaying it? Like, as much as people may be reassuring and reaffirming that you're doing a good job, there's still that thing at the back of your head that's just like, you done fuck that up because you didn't do X, Y, Z, and C. Like, I know for a fact right now that there's shit that I haven't done, and it is going to impact other people, and it just freaks me out, because I'm like, but why didn't I do that before? And girl, it's just giving anxiety, honestly. Like, it's giving stress, and I think this is what stresses me out more so than the work itself. It's the shit that involves other people. Like, I know, like, I can put myself through a lot, okay? Like, it's so weird now that I actually speak about it, but I could put myself through a lot and be like, it's whatever, it's chill, whatever. But the thing that like upsets me the most is when my actions impact other people, and then it's not fun, because now I feel like I've wasted their time and I don't care about the time that they need to prepare shit, and it's not great. It doesn't feel great. So I was just really hoping that this weekend would give me some time to just recuperate and like breathe and get it together and, you know, move somehow, some way. And I don't know, I guess, what lessons are we taking away from this? Be more prepared, which is kind of what I wanted to be when I first started this job. I just really wanted to be more like on top of my shit and very organized, but sometimes I just feel like the days get away from me and it just doesn't happen the way that I wanted to, or how I wanted to play out. And it's not a really great feeling at all, you know? Feeling like you've upset somebody because of lack of preparation or time management or checking something. And I think that's kind of like the energy that I've been feeling for the past few days. And with that being said, I feel like if somebody had to kind of talk to me about the situation, if they were going through it, I'd want to tell them that, you know, mistakes happen, and as long as if you're learning from them and you're using those things as opportunities to be better and be more vigilant in your work, then do it. Like, don't let it be a recurring thing. And also, who gives a fuck about like what anyone else thinks? Did the work get done? Yes. Like, when it comes to corporate and the working life, like, sometimes you need to try and take the personality out of it. Like, I feel like sometimes I can be a very hot person. So when someone's upset about something in relation to work that I do, I kind of almost take it as a personal attack sometimes, when it's not always about that. Like, everyone comes to work with their own shit and their own thoughts and their own projections about like how they feel about themselves and the work that they do, and we kind of just throw it at each other, you know? And so I just feel like one of the lessons maybe I was being taught this week is to try not to take it too personally, and also to be very vigilant and cover my own booty hole going forward, you know? So we gotta just remain vigilant, and we gotta just check our shit. And it happens to the best of us. Like, we're not always constantly going to be winning at every aspect of our lives, number one. Number two, like, to perfect something takes time. It's only like my second rodeo essentially doing this type of stuff, and of course there's going to be mistakes. You're not going to get it perfect all the time, right? But as long as if it's not like a constant thing that we're not learning and growing from, then we should be okay. That should be that. And yeah, that's kind of what I had in store today. Also, what I had in store today in relation to that, I just need to pause for a few seconds because the light is fading and I'm sitting in the shade and it's getting a bit cold. Yeah, that's kind of what we've been going through this week. So I just told myself that I would like a day to do my washing, go to the gym, get my nails done again, and just chill out. And one of the things that really called to me was just coming out here and sitting in the garden. Like, I feel also really bad because my friends invited, well, they didn't technically like invite me personally, but we have this group chat, right? And these are all my friends that I made from my previous job. And every now and again we'd hang out. Not even every now and again, on a regular basis we'd hang out outside of work. Like on a half day Friday we would go for some pasta, some Aperol Spritz, if you will, and it was really cute. And what was I trying to say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So it was really cute, it was really wholesome, it was fun, and every now and again we go out and like party together, go on vacations. Like, it was amazing, right? Anyway, so ever since I kind of left my previous job, I just feel like I've been disconnected in a bit, and it's not from a lack of them trying. I think they've been really like, I feel like I know what's happening, but I'm not always like necessarily like 100% involved in commenting on what's happening, if that makes sense. So basically, I don't know, when people are chatting on the group chat and are like, I don't know, just chatting on the group chat, and like you're not 100% there, like you're not there physically, and there's like certain things that you miss now because you're not part of the daily. So it kind of just feels like you can't exactly like comment on it because you're not, like, you weren't there to like witness. And like at first it was easy to kind of just get involved and ask the questions, but I've just come to realize, like, especially when it comes to group things, it can be so overwhelming for me. I don't know what it is, but like group chats, like whether it's on WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever, like they freak me out for some reason. Like I just get anxious, and then I don't know what to say sometimes, even though sometimes I feel like I do know what to say. Like when the group is like a big one and everyone is commenting, I'm just like, okay, why? Like, do you really need my commentary on this? I don't know. I feel like I feel better commenting on that shit like within like an in-person group setting, if you know what I mean. Like that in itself feels like it works a lot better for me over trying to do that over like a group chat type situation, because now it just feels like I'm on the outside looking in. Like I can see what's happening, but I'm like, I don't got the keys to get in anymore. Like the locks have been changed slightly, but like I could knock on the door and be let in. You know what I mean? But for now, I think I'm just content with kind of staying outside to preserve my own energy. And I hope that they understand, and I don't know if they know that it's not from a lack of caring. It's just, I don't know, I just have this thing of energy preservation lately. Like I feel like I'm very selective with what I give my energy to these days, and a large portion of it is like falling towards like work related things. Then it's like self and body and health and wellness, and where I can, like friends and family, even though I feel like on most days it's not a lot, which is terrible. And like the energy that I have just feels less these days, and whatever I do like end up dedicating my time to, I just wanna make sure that it's stuff that like fills me and fuels me and gets me excited and makes me feel like a human again. Because I think, like I've been mentioning on my podcast for the longest time, I just feel like I haven't been feeling 100% human. I don't know what it is. I feel fucking exhausted most of the time. And it's not a good thing to feel, I think. But I'm really hoping by going to Reiki tomorrow, because I do have a Reiki session planned, my second one, that I can kind of start to work through these things. And also, I'm just thinking at the end of the month, I probably should go chat to my therapist. I haven't spoken to my homegirl in such a long time, and I miss her. And I just think her and I need to chat. Like, I need to give her the lowdown, and she needs to give me my tips and tricks to work through this shit. Like, I just feel like I've started closing off again, and that's not really where I wanted to go, you know? But yeah, I don't know. It's just like a weird time. It just feels like life hasn't been normal for the longest time. And I was actually listening to a YouTube video that my Reiki practitioner, I don't know if that's what I call her, I don't know what like her real title is, but I'm just gonna call her my Reiki practitioner. So she uploaded a video the other day, and she was just chatting about, like, you know, this eclipse energy. I think it had to do with the eclipse energy. Like, sometimes when I watch her videos, like, she's just so, I don't know, it's not a bad thing, but like I don't know how to put it, but there's just something about her that, like, helps me feel calm in a way. I don't know what it is. Like, she just kind of makes me feel calm. And she was chatting about how this energy that's in the air is kind of promoting some healing, and that healing could just manifest itself, like, physically, emotionally, mentally, and it's just best to kind of meet your healing journey wherever it decides to show up for you, right? And I've kind of lost the whole plot of what I was trying to say. This is terrible. Sorry, I was just trying to, like, scroll through my YouTube to see, like, if she had said it was in relation to the eclipse energy that's popping up, or yeah, I see the energy update was healing and how. Oh, that's what it was. She was talking about, like, how to heal your energy. Oh shit, now I really just forgot what thought I was gonna go on and why I mentioned her. Yeah, I really did forget, but let me just chat to it and hopefully it'll come back at some point. But yeah, she was just basically talking about how this energy that's in the air is it's just really great for finding ways to heal and addressing your healing journey. And, like, you know, sometimes healing isn't like a linear experience. Not even sometimes. It never is a fully linear experience. And there will be situations that happen that trigger you, that will show you where are the areas that you need to actually heal and learn and grow and all of that shit. And it's just so important that you listen to that and you address it and you just take care of it, you know? And you work with it. It's not always like the easiest, most like comfortable feeling in the world, but oh, now I remember what she meant. Sorry, I just saw this little beat. But basically what she was saying was she was saying that when you're going through healing, you oftentimes, after you've gone through whatever it is that you've needed to purge or heal or address, whatever, you have this feeling that nothing is the same, and you might just like be going through life like thinking, oh, every day doesn't feel the same. I don't feel the same anymore. And it's because you're not the same anymore. And you can't expect yourself to feel the same way that you did after you've gone through a bit of a healing, a little bit of a revamp, if you will. And whatever your new feelings or your new outlook on life ends up looking like, you just gotta roll with it and ask yourself the question, okay, now that I feel this way and life looks this way for me, let's kind of assess like, what is that in relation to the person that I want to be? Are we on par with where we want to be? If we are slightly off track, well, what can I do to kind of work my way to being that person that I want to be? Like, you gotta think about the life that you want to lead. Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And then you just have to work on doing the things that put you in alignment with that thing that you want. So yeah, that in itself was very informative. I think I did kind of fall asleep by the end of it, not because it wasn't interesting information, but it was a long day, and in true honesty, I do like to listen to Mara before bed sometimes, because like I said, something about her that calms me. I think I just associate her with my first Reiki healing, and how I just felt so incredibly calm, like after I had laid on that table and she was just working on my energy. So I'm super excited to kind of work on that and like feel a little bit better after I have her heal me and stuff like that. I won't lie, when it comes to these things, as much as I love them and I find them so interesting, it's also, I don't know if you ever worry, you know, when you go to someone who is what you perceive as good in doing something, do you ever like have a healthy dose of skepticism where it's like, are you really cleaning my energy right now? Or are you doing something a bit shady? Like, what's actually happening? I had that happen to a friend before. Like, she went to a spiritual person, and yeah, like at first it was great, and then after some time there was just some weird side effects and events that kept happening in her and her family's life. And then once she stopped going to that person, everything was fine again. So I'm like, but I don't know, Mara's cool. That's her name. I think she's cool. She's got like a really bubbly energy, and yeah, she's just like really real and blunt. Very chatty, but I don't know, somehow I enjoy her for some reason. So I guess we'll have to go a couple more times and I'll fill you in on how I feel at the end of all these sessions. But the moral of the story is, I feel really bad that I feel tired, and in my tiredness I don't feel like I have the energy to put on a nice outfit and some gloss and some lashes to socialize. Not that I need all of that to socialize. Like, I could probably show up barefaced with a ponytail and they'll be fine. They'll just be happy to see me. And I thought about it yesterday. I was really excited to go, but at the same time I'm just like, guys, I just need to fucking rest. I need to play Sims. Like, that's what I need right now. Like, I don't need to be around other energies right now. I just want to be in my home, vibing out, like just having the best time at home, relaxing. I don't want to get into my car, drive for 40 minutes, pay money to eat. Well, that's today. I do love a pay money to eat situation. But the only thing that frustrates me about me not wanting to go is I actually left my headphones and my best friend's present at work. So I told myself yesterday if I did end up going, because this place is close to the office, so I'm going to swing by the office, collect the things that I left, and then go to like early dinner, and then come back up the hill. But now I'm like, I could really think of nothing worse than getting all zhuzhed up. But like, one of my friends is pregnant, and I'm like, I want to see you before you become a mom. I haven't been there for a majority of your pregnancy, and I feel bad. But also, guys, if it's not a hell yeah, if it's not a hell yeah, if it's not a hell yeah, if you're doing it for other people, don't do it. Always go with your guidance on the inside. Like, always go with your gut instinct. And my gut instinct wants to just rot at home, honestly. Like, I literally really couldn't think of a worse thing than putting on some actual clothes right now and going out. Plus, this late lunch starts in like 30 minutes. I would need to be dressed and out the house like just now. Plus, I do not have setting powder. I do have a setting spray, but I feel like it's just far too bright, too dewy. And I just don't feel like making up my face right now. Like, I really don't. Anyway, this has like this has turned into like a ramble. Like, I didn't actually realize I was talking. It's so weird. I think like nature will do that to you. Like, I'm out here just talking my shit, and I'm just like, yes, I'm just chilling with a friend right now. But yeah, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, my guys. You really don't. And also, like, me showing up like PMSy and knowing that I just want to be at home is not great. Like, I already feel like I'm preparing myself to be around other people tomorrow when I go for my hike. Yes, I'm going for a hike for the first time in a long time. I actually moved my pole class from Saturday to Thursday because I wanted to go for a hike. It's actually like very serendipitous how it happened. So I can't remember. I just feel like, I remember, like, a work colleague of mine had mentioned that they were going for a hike at some point in my area, and I was like, oh, that's so nice, that's so fucking wholesome. Like, I've been wanting to go on a hike for the longest time. And he's like, yeah, no, you should, come along. Then weather like happened, and then that didn't happen, and now it's happening. So at first I was like, I have my pole class and the competition is in like 2 weeks, and eventually I was like, fuck it. Like, one of your things this year is that you wanted to be in nature more, so can we please honor that? Like, you can move your class like 2 days earlier, you won't die. And now I'm going for a hike, and then straight after I'm gonna go for my Reiki. Ooh, excuse me. Which is super exciting. It's giving wholesome. I'll probably will wake up early, drink my matcha, and be on the go, on the game. But yeah, like that kind of stuff is calling to me. Playing tennis is calling to me. Like being active and playing putt-putt is like calling to me right now. Like reading a book, going to the library and picking out a book, maybe even painting, like if I feel so called. All of that stuff is just calling to me. Being in the gym, lifting weights, like I just want to enter a period. I feel like I just am in a period of hibernation. That's what it feels like. I also feel like I'm asleep right now, as in this life right now that I'm experiencing is a bit of a dream, and I'm still yet to wake up. And I hope that wake up isn't like a rude awakening, and like it's just very weird to explain. But hence why the Reiki, at some point I feel like I do kind of want her to, like, I don't know, summon my guides. But no, I feel like me talking to my guides and my ancestors is something that I can do on my own. Like I feel like I have the power to kind of connect with them, and they tell me shit. Like if I ask them, guys, like what's really tea, what's really good, like why do I feel like this, can you help me not feel like this? And they'll be like, yeah, this is what you should do. I sound so woo-woo and delirious right now, but it probably is because I am. But anyway, bringing me back to the moral of the story, I have no headphones, and that time I have one more workout in my playlist of workouts. Oh, look at that. Mara I was just talking about her, and now she messaged me. We are in alignment. Yeah, what was I saying? My problem is I don't have headphones, and I have like 2 workout sessions, Sunday and Monday morning, and all I have is this one lone AirPod. And you know it's a crime to go to gym with no earphones in. Like that freaks me out. Like I don't want nobody talking to me while I'm working out, unless I want to be spoken to or I want to talk to them. And now I'm like debating, do I buy some headphones for the weekend? That sounds like rich people problems. And I'm like, babes, you don't really be having the budget to be buying shit that you didn't budget for this whole month. Like, do you hear yourself right now? You sound insane. Why are you buying shit that you have not put budget aside for? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Who do you think you are? But like, I feel like, guys, I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do it. I remember the last time this happened, I really wanted a pair of Dre beats, like the pink ones. Tell me why. I was really young. By really young, I mean like I was 23, 24. I think I was 23. So what I did was I pulled money from my investments to buy some Dre like earphones, the same ones that I'm missing one right now. I don't know who I thought I was. I was like, oh no, it's fine, like I deserve this. Oh, you know why I bought them? It was because it was around that time that my manager and my colleague had resigned, and so I was like, I need some retail therapy. I need to buy something expensive to help me get through this loss, get through this pain. I'm gonna be working really hard, so I need some music to keep me company. Now I'm just like, I need some headphones. I low-key do need a new pair of Dre Beats though. Can I not buy one? Is that not possible? Is it not possible just to buy one? Then I'll have 2 again, and then life won't feel so confusing and weird, and then I don't have to wear this one upside down all the time. Like, surely, maybe I can ask them, see if it's possible. But yeah, that's kind of like my life story so far. I don't know if this offered you any sort of value. It was kind of just a ramble and an update on how life is looking right now. I'm probably going to investigate if I can just buy the left. It's the right one that's missing. If I can just buy the right one, then I'll know at least I've got something to work with, and then I'll feel better until Monday. Then I won't have to go to the office to go get my earphones. But yeah, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Are you well? Are you taking care of yourself? I probably should have asked you this at the beginning of the podcast, but I'm just asking you because I really do hope that you are okay, and I'm hoping that you're making time to prioritize yourself, listen to yourself, and just have fun. If you're having any feelings about or doubts about who you are in this life, what you're meant to be doing, it's okay. It's kind of all part of the process. I'm gonna give a really terrible reference, but Rihanna didn't become Rihanna by not going through some shit, you know? We all have those times in our lives where things feel a little bit confusing, and we ask ourselves like questions of if we're worthy, if we're deserving of the role that we're in. And trust me, we are. It may not feel like it, but we are. And we've got to remember that we've been put in this position for a reason. It's either to strengthen us a lot more, or to open our eyes to what else is out there for us, to meet certain people. And it's all just part of the journey. Like, don't take shit too seriously. And I say this because I think I need to hear it too. Like, don't take shit to heart. If somebody says something to you at your job, it's just your job. It's just a job. It's not you. You are not the job. Okay? It may feel like it sometimes, but trust and believe it's not. You are your own human being, and your value is not tied to what somebody says about you at work or in life in general. Like, you are who you are based on what you believe about yourself and how you perceive yourself. And I think the whole point of this life and this podcast is to kind of look in the mirror and perceive yourself to be somebody that's great, somebody that's worth having all of these amazing things that you want for yourself, and someone who can just take it that inch further and find their magic and spread it around. Yeah. I think I'll close it off by, I guess, sharing something that was quite interesting this week. So, someone from work asked me, how are you 26 and like this? Because I feel like a lot of people perceive me to be a little bit younger than what I am. Apparently I'm giving 24 vibes, which I'm like, that's cool, bro. Like, keep it at that level. Like, even when I'm 30, I want y'all to think I'm like 23 at the very least, because I don't feel like I'm 26, honestly. I feel like my age is way too old for me. Does that sound terrible? I don't know. I don't feel like 26. I just feel like me. And I guess one of the things that she said was like, it might be just your aura. And I didn't say it at that time because, you know, I still feel like some of these people I'm developing relationships with. But I also realized it's also my delusion that probably keeps me healthy, happy, and protected. I think I'm very delusional. I've come to realize, like, I live in a very, like, bubble world, and in my brain, everything is sunshine, unicorns, and matcha, and I'm happy-go-lucky. I go to gym, I do all of this shit, and, like, I don't know, in the real world out here, like, it's competitive. It's sometimes people do weird shit. Like, I don't know, like, outside it's like kind of tough for some people, but for some reason I choose not to see that. Like, I refuse to believe that. I'm like, everything's always working out for me, people are always nice to me. So I also feel like when someone's not nice to me, I'm just like, but why would you do that? What do you mean? don't yell at me. I'm just a girl. Please. And then I try and act all hard out here in the streets, like, you will respect me. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm just a girl. I'm just a puppy dog. But yeah, that's me. Yeah, so let's end it off with take care of yourself. Do the shit that you love. And we'll chat soon. Don't forget everything that you do it with love and a sprinkling of magic. And I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.